Hi, I'm Matthew Vadum here on behalf of Andrew Herod to talk about his article, Keeping Up with CAIR's Islamic Radicalism. Capital Research Center has reported before on the Council on American-Islamic Relations and its close ties to the world of Islamic terrorism. But for those unfamiliar with it, CAIR poses as a civil rights group for Muslim Americans. CAIR claims its mission is to enhance understanding of Islam, encourage dialogue, protect civil liberties, empower American Muslims, and build coalitions that promote justice and mutual understanding. But that is not actually what CAIR does. CAIR was founded in 1994 by three men linked to the Islamic Association for Palestine, which was created to serve as the public relations and recruitment arm for Hamas in the United States. Hamas is recognized by the U.S. Department of State as a foreign terrorist organization, and CAIR members have claimed that Muslims have no other choice but to commit suicide bombing attacks against Israel. Ghassan El-Ashi, a co-founder of the Texas branch of CAIR, was convicted of terrorism-related offenses and sentenced to 7 years imprisonment. CAIR Civil Rights Director Randall Todd Royer got 20 years in prison for federal weapons and explosives convictions. CAIR board member Abdurrahman Alamoudi was sentenced to 23 years for funneling $1 million to al-qaeda. In the aftermath of 9/11, CAIR refused to blame Osama bin Laden for those terrorist attacks that claimed 3,000 American lives. In 1998, CAIR denied bin Laden was responsible for 2 al-Qaeda bombings of U.S. embassies in Africa. The group argued improbably that the bombings resulted from misunderstandings of both sides. The same year, CAIR objected to a Los Angeles billboard that called bin Laden the sworn enemy, claiming it was offensive to Muslims. CAIR's ties to terrorists are recognized by both parties on Capitol Hill. Democratic Senator Dick Durbin from Illinois has said CAIR is unusual in its extreme rhetoric and its associations with groups that are suspect. Republican Congresswoman Sue Myrick from North Carolina said, groups like CAIR have a proven record of senior officials being indicted and either imprisoned or deported from the United States. Despite this, in 1,400 years of documented Islamic expansionism and violence, CAIR officials paint an unjustifiably rosy picture of modern Islam. Like President Obama, CAIR claims Islam is a religion of peace and that terrorists and those who support them are just a tiny sliver of the Muslim population. CAIR's website proclaims that several scholarly works suggest that Islam is not the cause of terrorism. Jailani Hussain, the executive director of CAIR's Minnesota chapter, actually had the gall to argue during a terrorism case that jihad did not mean holy war. Faizan Syed, executive director of CAIR's branch in St. Louis, Missouri, said in America the greatest threat to any American is right-wing extremism. While some recognize the threat it poses to America, CAIR still has far too many allies in power. Democratic Congresswoman Jen Schakowsky of Illinois complained in December of 2015 that even talking about Muslim terrorism is, in her words, really frightening to her Muslim constituents, and that Republican words are somehow terrorizing Americans. CAIR believes that Islamic Sharia law, under which women are treated like property, should be superior to the U.S. Constitution. If we are practicing Muslims, we are above the law of the land, Mustafa Carroll, executive director of CAIR Dallas-Fort Worth, said in 2013. In Missouri, Faizan Syed once appealed online to Muslims to report anti-Islamic and anti-Muslim content on the internet to appropriate authorities. Take actions according to the Sharia. Given Sharia's death penalty for blasphemy, his call could have lethal implications depending upon where Muslims worldwide heeded it. CAIR members applauded the attack on a cartoon exhibit in Garland, Texas in 2015 that invited artists to depict the Muslim prophet Muhammad, something forbidden by Islam. They said that this kind of free speech was actually hate speech and an incitement to violence. This is not a good argument, given that the only people who resort to violence when Islam is supposedly insulted are Muslims. This dangerous ideology presents a threat both to American civil society and U.S. national security. But many Americans are afraid of calling out CAIR and the corrosive brand of Islam it promotes. They are afraid of being called names. They are afraid of being called bigots and racists. If we want to be able to have an honest conversation about how to keep our nation safe, that means taking the facts as they lie and recognizing that Islamic aggression and terrorism are real things we shouldn't be afraid to talk about. If you liked this video, please click the link on your right to read the full article on our website. Subscribe to us on YouTube, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter. Thanks for watching.